Hello student, welcome to this video class of software engineering. In the previous session, I have discussed about introduction to software engineering, program versus software and emergence of software engineering. In this class, I will discuss about software development lifecycle. So let's start our topic. Software development lifecycle is also known as SDLC. SDLC is a series of identifiable stages that a software product undergoes during its lifetime. Means the product undergoes in different phases or in different stages while development time. Okay, actually every life cycle has different stages. For example, we human being has several stages of our life cycle, like from being child we become kid, then we become young, then we become adult. So every life cycle has its own unique and identifiable stages. Okay. SDLC process aim to produce high quality software that meet customer expectation. The system development should be complete in the predefined time and within the budget. SDLC consists a detailed plan which explain how to plan, build and maintain a specific software. Every phase of SDLC lifecycle has its own process and deliverable that feed into the next phase. Means in SDLC every phase should complete, then it will go to the next phase, and each phase has its own deliverable object as output which fed as input to the next phase. Okay. Then the question arises, why should we use life cycle model? Actually, when a small program is developed by a single programmer, he has the freedom to decide his exact steps. But when a software product is being developed by a team, there must be a precise understanding among team members as to when to do what. Otherwise, it would lead to a project failure. There are many important reasons why should we use SDLC, but some important reasons are: form a common understanding of activity among the software developer. It helps in identifying inconsistency, redundancy and omission in the development process. It offers a basic for project planning, scheduling and estimating. It provides a framework for standard set of activity and deliverable. It is a mechanism for project tracking and control. It helps you to decrease project risk and project management plan overhead. Okay. Then phase entry and exit criteria. It is the one of the most important feature of lifecycle model. A lifecycle model defines entry and exit criteria for every phase. A phase is considered to be complete only when all the exit criteria are satisfied. Means when the exit criteria will satisfy, then it goes to the next stage. For example, the exit criteria for software requirement specification phase is SRS document. When the SRS document is complete, reviewed and approved by customer, then it will go to the next phase. A phase can start only if its phase entry criteria have been satisfied. Means a phase should satisfy the entry and exit criteria. These are the phases of SDLC. First is feasibility study, then requirement analysis and specification, then designing, then coding, testing and maintenance. The first phase is feasibility study. The main aim of feasibility study is to determine whether the product is financially and technically feasible or not. Financially feasible means, can we complete the project within the budget? This is known as financially or economical feasibility. Then technical feasibility. Technical feasibility need to check whether the current computer system can support the software or not. After feasibility study, then we go to the next step. The next stage is requirement analysis and specification. This is one of the most important and fundamental stages in SDLC. It is performed by the senior member of the team with input from customer. During this phase, all the relevant information is collected from the customer to develop a product as per their expectation. Any ambiguity must be resolved in this phase only. Business analyst and project manager set up a meeting with the customer to gather all the information, like what the customer want to build, who will be the end user, what is the purpose of the product, etc. Before building a product, a core understanding or knowledge of the product is very important. Means in this phase, actually what is the requirement is analyzed from the customer and the end user. Okay. For example, a customer want to have an application which involve money transaction. In this case, the requirement has to be clear, like what kind of transaction will be done, how it will be done, in which currency it will be done. So all the requirement should be clear in this phase. When the requirement is clearly understood, the SRS means software requirement specification document is created. This document should be thoroughly understood by the developer and also should be reviewed by the customer for future reference. After requirement analysis, the design will be developed. In this phase, the system and software design document are prepared as per the SRS. This helps define overall system architecture. This design phase serves as input for the next phase of the model. The next phase is coding. Once the system design phase is over, the next phase is coding. In this phase, developers start build the entire system by writing code using the chosen programming language. In the coding phase, task is divided into units or modules and assigned to the various developers. It is the longest phase of the software development lifecycle process. Means all the programming done by dividing into unit and modules, and after writing the code the programmer should check and test by unit testing. After unit testing they are integrated to make a product. Once the software is complete and it is deployed in the testing environment, the testing team starts testing the functionality of the entire system. This is done to verify that the entire application works according to the customer requirement. Once the software testing phase is over and no bugs or error left in the system, then the final deployment process starts. The next phase is maintenance. Actually, this maintenance phase required much effort. After the deployment of the product on the production environment, maintenance of the product, that is, if any issue comes and need to be fixed, any enhancement is to be done, is taken care by the developer. These are the phases of SDLC. Then there are many models used. Some of the models are important models are classical waterfall model, iterative model, evolutionary model, prototyping and spiral model. We will discuss all these models in next classes. Okay, thank you.